Today we will be booking the King of the Ring 2025 tournament from start to finish. Now I am recording this after Monday Night Raw, so we saw Roxanne Perez and Sami Zayn both win their matches, so we will slot both of them in already and kind of book it from here, right? That's going to be what we're going to do. We're going to take it from where it's at. We're going to book it all the way to Night of Champions and book the winners, which are going to go on to challenge for their respective brands' world championships at SummerSlam. So I already mentioned we're going to slot Sami Zayn in as the winner since he did win on Monday Night Raw. And let's move down the bracket a little bit and let's go to the other Fatal 4-Way match that will be taking place on SmackDown. We've got Randy Orton versus LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black. Very intriguing matchup here. LA Knight obviously showed up on Monday Night Raw and cost Braun Breaker that match. So again, do keep in mind that this is just how I would book this. This is not my official prediction. It's just how I would book this show. And I'm going to start with the LA Knight aspect of this match. Obviously, he did not win the Money in the Bank, which was very disappointing. But whatever, you know, it is what it is, but it was disappointing. So he did not win Money in the Bank, so here we are. How are we going to book LA Knight from here on out? Well, it seems like he's going to be feuding with potentially Braun Breaker or that whole crew, it seems like. I'm going to guess that whole crew and probably Seth Rollins. I don't think it's going to be a feud with Braun Breaker. That's just going to be my personal guess. If you're feuding with one, you're feuding with all of them at this point. That's just how factions work, right? So I think LA Knight's going to be feuding with them for a little bit, it seems, even though they are on separate brands. The draft is going to be happening at some point, right? So we'll probably see someone flip, and that's going to be that. So I don't have LA Knight winning this match. I think what happens here and how I would book this is LA Knight, as he maybe is about to win or about 15-20 minutes into the match, the crew comes out, whether it's Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, everybody, and just completely wipes LA Knight out of this match, leaving Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes, and Randy Orton. Now, this would be cool for Randy Orton to win this match because, you know, him and Sami Zayn, just the idea of that match stylistically is a lot of fun. I'm personally not having Aleister Black win this. To me, is this going to be time to finally push Big Shot Melo into the main event picture, or at least closer to it? I see Melo as that guy. I don't think it's going to be right here, though. Randy Orton was in the finals for the King of the Ring last year, if you remember, against Gunther. Great match. Do they want to do Randy Orton again? I actually am leaning towards, I'm going to have Melo win this match in an upset type of thing. Maybe a little controversial. I don't know who everybody wants to win this match, who everyone's prediction is to win this match, and Melo is not my prediction to win this match. But if I'm booking this Fatal 4-Way, I'm having LA Knight get taken out by Revolution. Is that what we're calling them now, I guess? I think, potentially. I'm having LA Knight get taken out by them, and then I'm having Melo pin Aleister Black to win this match and advance to the semifinals for the King of the Ring. Randy Orton not winning this, and not quite sure what I'm doing with Randy Orton's character after this. I'd have to really sit down and think about that. But I have Melo winning this match because I really want to push him and put him in a match with a guy like Sami Zayn and have it just be an absolute banger. So give me Melo to win this match and set up him and Zayn in the next round. Let's move to the other side of the bracket now and set up our other semifinal match. So we have Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest versus Andrade versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, Andrade's performance at Money in the Bank, for those like me who have Andrade stock, was a bit disappointing. He overall was fine, but he didn't have as much impact on the match as I was hoping he would. Kind of just forgot he was in the match a lot, to be honest. So definitely was a bit disappointing for us Andrade believers, but that's okay. We're going to rebound. We're going to put on a banger here. Now, Shinsuke Nakamura is in this match to get pinned. So let's just start there. He's going to be the one to get pinned. And let's not sugarcoat anything here. Cody Rhodes is winning this match. That would be probably my prediction, as well as how I'm going to book this thing. Cody Rhodes wins this match. Damian Priest and Andrade, maybe they get into it and potentially set something up for them to at least go at it a little bit, which would be pretty fun. But Cody Rhodes win this match. He pins Shinsuke Nakamura clean. I think this could be a pretty good match overall. Pretty excited for this one. But Cody pins Shinsuke and wins. Only thing I could see potentially, do I want to have any sort of interference with Cody and a Cena thing? No, let's just have Cody win this one clean and advance to the next round. And the last Fatal 4 match that we have, this is going to be a banger on Monday Night Raw. Sheamus versus Rusev versus Bronson Reed versus a mystery opponent. So I'm going to put the mystery opponent as, I think this may be Ilya Dragunov. They're starting to show hints at his return. He fits into this match from a stylistic perspective. He's hard-hitting, bruiser. Would be absolutely awesome to see him back in this thing. So I'm going to put Ilya Dragunov in this match. Hopefully he is cleared and is ready to go. So we're putting Ilya in. So we're going to have Sheamus versus Rusev versus Bronson Reed versus Ilya Dragunov. What an absolute banger of a match. This is going to be as hard-hitting as it gets. For this one, Sheamus and Rusev just constantly going at it non-stop. I could totally see that just being kind of the story of this match. Those two clearly are rivals and they're setting that up. So could you see them kind of beating the hell out of each other, maybe go through the announce table, bro kicks. I mean, it's just going to be really hard hitting between those two. So have those two kind of go do their own thing, and then Bronson Reed and Ilya kind of work together off that. And eventually I do see Bronson Reed actually winning this match. I think that Sheamus is probably the one that inevitably does get pinned. Could see something happening where interference, because remember, triple threats, fatal four ways, there's no DQ, so we could totally have interference in this match to help Bronson Reed win, or could see a scenario in which Sheamus essentially takes out Rusev, almost takes him out to the point where he gets a pin, and then Bronson Reed comes in from behind, attacks Sheamus, hits Sheamus with the tsunami, and then pins him to win. I could totally see that as well. Takes out Rusev, something along those lines where Bronson Reed just uses an advantage, a heel tactic in some sort of way to win. It sets up a Cody and Bronson Reed semifinal that I think is super, super intriguing for a number of different reasons. So the semifinal matches on the men's side are officially set. We have Sami Zayn versus Carmelo Hayes, and then we have Cody Rhodes against Bronson Reed. And we'll just finish off the men's and the final of that, and then we'll move on to the women's and do that bracket. So for Sami Zayn versus Melo, really, really interesting match for a number of different reasons. Big opportunity for Carmelo Hayes, fighting somebody like Sami Zayn. Really excited for Melo and the performance he could put on in this match. Also think that Sami Zayn as a finalist could be really interesting because we're starting to see the cracks in his character even a little bit with what he's been doing with Karrion Kross, and the kind of Karrion Kross kind of putting things into his mind like, you need to be world champion. You're better than this. Stop always trying to be the good guy. All those type of things that they've been doing with that character that are really, really interesting. And so this is a pretty interesting match. I think Sami Zayn ends up winning this one clean. I think this one will be on Monday Night Raw, and Sami Zayn wins this clean and advances to the finals of the Men's King of the Ring tournament. And on the other side of things, Cody Rhodes against Bronson Reed. This is a classic big heel versus white meat babyface match. Cody inevitably, I believe, will win this one clean. I do think there may be some sort of outside interference. There's a lot of layers and stories to inevitably and eventually be told between Seth Rollins and this group that he has and Cody Rhodes. Think about just how much their characters have changed since WrestleMania 40. It's only been like a year and a couple months since then. So much has changed from those two from then until now. And so I think there's a lot to visit there at some point. Could see it just hinted in this match in some sort of way, but inevitably Cody Rhodes does emerge, as he always does, victorious, and moves on to a King of the Ring final that will be Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. Let's move on to the women's bracket now. Again, we already have Roxanne Perez winning on Monday Night Raw, so we will officially just have her in that top left of the bracket. Who will face her? We have Jade Cargill versus Michin versus Piper Niven versus Nia Jax. Now, This match to me, and the women's bracket in general to me, has some obvious winners. And I think that Jade Cargill is a pretty obvious pick here and an obvious winner in my opinion. Don't really think any other women in this match are going to win. Nia Jax did win this last year, and I could see a world, honestly, in which Jade Cargill pins Nia Jax to just make her be super strong, right? Like, they want to continue to book Jade strong and have all that going on. Ultimately, I think Jade wins this match, and I think she pins Piper Niven or Mishin. I don't think Nia Jax is the one that wins. So we're going to book that Jade Cargill is going to win this match, and we're very excited about that because Jade has shown a lot of improvements in the ring. So pretty excited about where she's been heading and where her character could continue to go. We'll put her in the semifinal against Roxanne Perez. Sets up a pretty interesting match between those two. On the other side of the bracket, we have Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green, and Candice LeRae in a Fatal 4-Way match on SmackDown. Again, this match screams obvious winner to me in Charlotte Flair at first. But this is how I'm booking it, okay? So let's just keep that in mind here. This is not an official prediction. This is just how I am going to book it. Now, the point of the King in the Ring match is to have a match that people are really interested in and want to see. And at first, when I was looking at this bracket, I was thinking Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair for the Queen of the Ring is a really, really interesting match and a big-time match. And the point of this is to have a big-time match that we would not normally see. So that's intriguing. That's really interesting. But this is my booking. And if you watch my Money in the Bank prediction video, you know I'm not the biggest Alexa Bliss fan in the world. But she's getting some pretty big time reactions. I'll have to admit, she got a pretty big reaction at the last show at Money in the Bank. They book her continuously very, very strong. And I actually am going to give this win to Alexa Bliss here. Pretty shocking for me to say that. Again, I'm not the biggest fan of hers. Again, no shade or nothing like that. It's just a personal opinion. I'm not the biggest fan, but that's okay. But I think I'm going to give her this win here. I think this is going to be a big-time win for her. I think she's going to pin Candice LeRae. Ultimately, Chelsea Green, I don't know if it's going to be some sort of distraction from Zelina Vega or something like that. I just still think she's in the U.S. title thing. I don't know if they're willing to get her out of that yet. I just see that her being there right now. So I'm going to go Alexa Bliss here. I think in real life, Charlotte's probably going to win. But in my fantasy booking world, I'm going with Alexa Bliss. And lastly, from the Raw side, we have Asuka, Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile. Another pretty interesting match. But in this one, ultimately, I've got to go Stephanie Vaquer. Listen, I'm on the train with the rest of you. Stephanie Vaquer is that woman. She's absolutely amazing in the ring, has unbelievable aura to her as well. Man, she just really is the total package. So for me, this is easy one. Stephanie Vaquer. I do like me some Asuka. Raquel Rodriguez, Ivy Nile, they're fine. But this is Stephanie Vaquer all the way, in my opinion. Give me her to win this match easily and to pin Ivy Nile. I don't really know another way this match turns, to be honest with you. With Raquel Rodriguez in this match, do we see some sort of Liv Morgan potential interference and then Nikki Bella come out because they set that up last week? Do we see Brie Bella at all yet? Because it seems like that may be where that's heading potentially. We'll see. But nonetheless, give me Stephanie Vaquer to win this, and then probably an interference from Liv Morgan, and then another interference to stop her from Nikki Bella, and then ultimately Stephanie Vaquer to win this match and get a pretty big pop for the win. So that sets up Roxanne Perez versus Jade Cargill in our first semifinal match. A really fun match. You have this huge, just unbelievable specimen in Jade Cargill against a very tiny Roxanne Perez, but a very good Roxanne Perez, and she continues to kind of win matches in very heel ways, roll-ups and coming in just at the right time, and she's a very opportunistic character, but I don't think she's going to have opportunity in this match. I do think that we could see a potential Naomi interference to try to call. So let me not predict. Let me just fantasy book this. So Naomi comes out and she tries to cost Jade Cargill this match because she doesn't want her to win this because she still wants all the glory, right? She still doesn't want anything for Jade Cargill. She wants everything for herself. So she comes out and tries to cost Jade Cargill this match, but ultimately she fails, and Jade Cargill does end up winning and advancing to the Queen of the Ring final. On the other side, we have Stephanie Vaquer versus Alexa Bliss. Now, looking at this after picking both of them to win, pretty big babyface versus pretty big babyface. Now, they haven't been afraid to do that in the past, so I'm okay with this. Like, this is fine. But again, I think Stephanie Vaquer against Charlotte draws a little bit more eyeballs. But we are sticking with Alexa Bliss here because we like the momentum she has and the reactions that she has been getting. And I like this matchup. I think this is going to be a really, really good match between Stephanie Vaquer and Alexa Bliss. Now, we haven't really had any, hints or anything really about Alexa Bliss joining the Wyatt Six. And do I want to fantasy book that to start here? I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have Stephanie Vaquer winning this match and advancing to the Queen of the Ring final. So we have Jade Cargill versus Stephanie Vaquer in our final at Night of Champions. Please make that happen in real life. That'd be so awesome. And we have that final, and then I have Alexa Bliss losing this match, and maybe this is where you start to see her crack a little bit and start to get a little frustrated, start to get a little bit weird again, start to act a little strange after the loss, and then we start to move her slowly and surely towards a potential Wyatt 6 reunion, I guess would be the word. I don't know what the right word would be, but her potentially joining them. So that's what I'll go with. A clean win for Stephanie Vaquer to advance to the final. And then after the match, Alexa Bliss acting a little strange for a second. And we wonder, what the heck is going on there? I like that. So we have our King and Queen of the Ring final set for Night of Champions. We have Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn. And we have Jade Cargill versus Stephanie Vaquer. Two big-time matches. Again, the point of this is to have big matches and matches you may not normally see. So I like these two, and I like the stories for all four of these heading into this match. So I like where I'm at right now with both of these brackets. And remember, this is for a world title shot on your respective brand. So this is big time, right? If you win this match, you may be potentially main eventing SummerSlam just a few short weeks after Night of Champions. So this is a big time match. And let's start with the men's side of things. Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes. Okay, so is it so obvious to have Cody just win this and challenge John Cena at SummerSlam in the main event for the title? And if it is so obvious, which it is that the route that we end up going? Cody Rhodes has won almost everything, but he has not won King of the Ring yet, so we have that as well. He could add another accolade to his list. Man, ultimately, I think what I end up doing here is Cody Rhodes does win this match and becomes the King of the Ring and goes on to fight John Cena at SummerSlam for the WWE title. I'm wondering, do I have Karrion Kross actually cost Sami Zayn this match and kind of contradict himself a little bit? I don't know. Would that not be we want to have Karrion stay true to his character through all this. That's the only thing. And I don't know if him costing Sami Zayn the match would be something his character would do. I think more so Sami loses this and then Karrion says something to him to tick him off and sets up a rivalry potentially between those two, because we need Karrion Kross to do something. We need him in something. So let's start that with this match. I think Karrion is involved in some sort of way somehow. He's on the screen at Night of Champions in this fantasy booking world. And we'll have Cody Rhodes win and win clean. And then maybe that next night on Raw, Karrion says, Sami, I thought you had it in you. I thought you had enough to be the world champion. I thought you had enough to be the King of the Ring, and you just don't, and I'm disappointed in you. And Sami just kind of loses it, and that sets up a rivalry between Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn, and we finally get Karrion Kross in some sort of story, man. Let's go. Let's get him going into something. And that sets up my Queen of the Ring final. Jade Cargill versus Stephanie Vaquer. Oh boy, what a match this is going to be. Very, very fun match. And this is an Aura Farm match just waiting to happen. Is it ever? The aura farming in this match would be absolutely insane. These two women probably carry the most aura, or some of the most aura with them in the whole women's division. Very, very exciting matchup. Crowd, I think, will be super into this. Ultimately, I do think the crowd would want Stephanie Vaquer to win this match, which sounds crazy, but people love her. I do as well. So I think people would be really rooting for Stephanie Vaquer, to be honest with you. But ultimately, I think we have Jade Cargill win this here. I'm booking this as this is Jade's big push. We're finally here. It's been a while. She's been working hard. She's been putting in the time. She's getting a lot better in my opinion. And it's time that we finally reward her with a title match against Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Now you may be thinking, how would that necessarily work? Again, Jade Cargill is a babyface, I guess. Tiffany Stratton is as well. Those things don't matter much anymore. We can put whoever against whoever. There's really no such things as heels and baby faces anymore. Outside of a couple people, there really isn't. So Jade, it's fine. We're just going to throw that match together, and it's going to be a banger, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we have the Naomi cash-in potential in that match as well. So we're just throwing that in. So I'm having Jade Cargill win this match in an absolute banger, just clean. I think Stephanie losing this match is not a bad thing for her at all. She's still new. She's still fresh. And putting her in these type of matchups is only going to help her. It's okay for her to get pinned. It's okay for people to get pinned. They're so worried about people getting pinned now. I think it's okay for Stephanie to get pinned in this match by Jade Cargill. As long as she puts up a hell of a fight, it's a great match. I just don't think anyone's really going to care. So Jade Cargill wins this and becomes Queen of the Ring, and we have officially fantasy booked the whole bracket on both sides, and our winners are Cody Rhodes and Jade Cargill. Now, this may be who actually wins, and I'm going to predict this whole bracket in another time, but I don't know. Is this a little bit too chalk? This is, again, just fantasy booking, but this isn't like any, crazy outcome. This is how I would actually do it for the stories that are currently going in WWE and where I would kind of push certain people. This is just how I would do it. We'd be setting up LA Knight and Revolution, and really LA Knight and Seth Rollins. I'm totally cool with them setting that up. Getting LA Knight in a rivalry with a top tier star is a great thing for him and Seth Rollins as well. So I'm totally cool with setting that up. We have a Naomi interference that doesn't work, so we have her kind of lingering in that SummerSlam match with the Money in the Bank briefcase. What else did we set up in all of this? We have Cody Rhodes and John Cena again, which is always great. We have some sort of interference potentially in the Cody Rhodes and Bronson Reed match, so we have that to revisit down the line. If Cody wins that title with Seth Rollins having the Money in the Bank briefcase, we have that set up for down the line here. So we've set up, I think, a decent amount off of this tournament and from these superstars that they've given us. So I'm cool with this. I think this ended up turning out pretty well. Let me know in the comment section down below. Did I miss anything? Are you cool with this fantasy booking? Are they going to do a better job than me? We'll see, right? I mean, they do have like 100 writers, and it is like their job, and I'm just a couch booker. But hey, sometimes couch bookers, we're not bad. We're not bad. So let me know down in the comment section below what you think of this fantasy booking of the whole King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. Excited to see how these play out in real life. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all later. Peace.